Okay, all right. Hello, hello. How are you today? I hope this finds you well. If you're here live, thank you for joining the live stream. I hope you're doing well. If you have any questions or well, actually, let me step back. Let me step back. What's going on? Courtney Rollins, the probate specialist in Durham, North Carolina. So, what does that mean? Probate, that is a specific act or legal action that takes place to help, or it's the process of settling the affairs of someone who's passed away. If someone passes away and they have assets and property in their name, or perhaps they have debt in their name that needs to be paid off. This is the legal way of doing that and giving someone who is alive the authority to do that. So if you're here for that reason, one, my hat's off to you because this is not an easy task. And I apologize, or not apologize, but my condolences to you if this is a loved one or someone's passed away. But regardless, if you are the personal representative and you're looking for support or help, I'm glad that you've come here. Again, I'm not an expert, but I do commit to learning as much as I can about the process, specifically in Durham, North Carolina, which does apply across North Carolina, even though every court is a little different. It also has general principles for probates across the nation, although every state is absolutely definitely different. So, highly encourage you to check out an attorney. If you're looking for an attorney nationwide, hit me up. I have a connection to a national registry of vetted state professionals, thanks to Chad Corbett and the great folks over at the Probate Mastery World over at Magnus Opus Project. And so we'd like to support and help people as much and as best we can. So let's do that. Today, we're actually going to take a look at a little deeper, like really what I do. And because it is relatively a new niche in this space, and there's not many people, even though there's a lot of amazing people who do help in probate, it's still a relatively small, unheard of niche, much needed, as I said, though. And so I just wanted to go over a little, just shortly, briefly, I should say, what that looks like. I'm just sitting here stalling because I'm trying to get my stuff up. There it is. All right, we're here. Now we go over to Canva. Canva's an amazing, amazing app. Makes you feel like you're a graphic designer. So you need help with Carolina probates? Let's find out. All right. Again, we discussed how probate is the legal process of settling the affairs of a deceased party. And depending on the size of the estate, like how much is worth, and sometimes other factors, you may have to go through probate. There are cases where if it's a lower or smaller amount, you don't have to go through, or if you've done what you need to do during your lifetime and made sure that other legal remedies are controlling these assets and shielding you from liabilities, then you would have to do it. But if the person is in it, they have to get it done. The personal representative, that's the executor. If it's a will and they're been assigned, or a will says make someone an executor, or if someone passed away without a will, then an administrator is assigned by the state, by the state. And most of the time, someone steps up and says they're going to do that, and it is a daunting task. It's a fiduciary responsibility, meaning you can be held criminally and civil liable if something goes wrong or you're a derelict of your duties. And here's like a pretty much a bullet of the 6 things you're going to do. You're going to go and open probate, which you'll have to schedule an appointment. And usually the appointments take about 2 months out. So today, if I want to schedule an appointment, know that about 2 months from now is when I actually will be able to get the appointment. And that's going to give you access to your letters that give you access to authorization to conduct business for the estate. You also, within that time frame, depending on the estate size and all, will notify creditors through a vetted, authorized, approved publication. You'll also have to take inventory of all the proper, all the assets, all the debt, and do an accounting of that, and then address those debts and those taxes. Pay taxes if needed on the estate. Distribute any inheritances left over, and go back to the court to close so that you can officially be removed or released of your duties, and the estate can be officially closed or settled. So it's public. Everybody can see it. The main way I'm able to help people is I go about 3 or 4 times a week to the probate office, find data, and search for people to help. Sometimes the clerks in there will actually just connect me with the folks who are coming in and out of the office. That's good for me because I get to support and help people, and that's good for a lot of folks who get to help and support folks in the space. However, it's still public, and not everyone wants their information out there. And there are maybe sometimes where people can be predatory towards public information. and it's a sad thing, but it's there. And again, you sometimes want to have your assets, your personal information to remain personal, right? It can be very expensive because probate is usually, well, not usually, but probate is determined by the overall gross amount that not property, but the estate is worth. And so when you have properties and homes and insurance and things of that nature, regardless if there's debt on there, they're taking the gross amount. So if you have a $500,000 house, but you owe $499,000 on it, or the person passed away owing that much, and there's only technically $1,000 in equity, they're not going to charge you based on the 1,000. They're going to charge you based on the overall $500,000. So it can be very expensive, and it's time consuming. It takes a long time, at least 4 months. And that's if everything's working like clockwork and you get your notification of creditors in and everything back in time. At least 4 months, usually about a year. Some have gone way longer. And yeah, so what we try to do as a certified probate expert is really come in with, I call it the heart, the heads, and then the hands, right? I'm listening with a big heart, empathy, figuring out what your situation is by asking questions. And then we use our head to try to tailor some solutions directly for you. And then we work with our hands and make sure that it comes to fruition. So that's one of the great things about a probate expert that can sit and work with you. So I'm visiting the courthouse every week, every day. Those some of the folks over there, Schwanita and Ashley and Nick and Victoria, awesome folks. And again, this is like a concierge. Is that the right way to say it? Service where we're helping you. We're not attorneys. We're not financial advisors, but we can connect you in the right place. And there's tons of things outside of what a financial advisor, or I guess to say an attorney, would do that we can help you with as well. Four of those things. One is recommending an attorney, a family attorney. I've already spoke about that. Another thing is we actually help reduce the cost of the attorney, depending on how you're being charged. With us helping you recognize what the next steps are, and maybe even answering some of those questions that we come across very much, and giving our opinion, it can reduce the amount of time you're actually with the attorney, and it can hopefully reduce the cost that the attorney may be charging. We also provide tons of solutions to your property, whether that's you keeping it for yourself, whether that's you turning it into a rental or an asset for the new owner, whether you're trying to list it at top dollar, we can help you with that, or if you need to sell speedy and conveniently, with speed and convenience, we can provide that as well as cash buyers. So there's a lot of options. It doesn't depend on us. It depends on you and what you need, right? So check out the workshop every Wednesday, 12 o'clock. If you actually went into the office, you'll see I'm the one person that has a actual, I guess poster. Yeah, poster. Actually, they're inside the office. I am not affiliated with the folks there, but they see and recognize the work that we're doing, and they're awesome folks trying to help people out as well. But they're kind of not pigeonholed, but kind of hands are held together because they definitely can't offer any type of legal or financial advice. And so oftentimes they're like, hey, you go look over there at that bulletin board because there's a guy over here who can really help you out. And I appreciate them, and I appreciate you for watching, and definitely appreciate what you're going through, because I understand it not to be an easy task at all. So, folks, keep letting your light shine. All right. Peace.